If you've followed my tutorial on building any base part in a freighter, you've probably noticed that if you don't save a base part to your freighter base and it's in space, then it'll de-render after warping, reloading a save, or restarting the game. As you can see here, I had a base computer and a save point placed on my frigate. However, once I reload my autosave and come back to it, it's disappeared. As you've probably guessed, I've found a way to bring these base parts back from the dead and re-render them. Just to clarify, this is not like the freighter base where it'll travel with you on your frigate wherever you go. This is technically just a base in space, and the only way to access it is from your frigate. The first step is to get a base computer on your frigate. If you don't know how to do that, it's in my video about building any base part on a freighter, and I don't want to repeat that whole process, so just watch that video. Make sure you place your base computer near that little terminal where you summon your ship at the landing pad. If you don't, you won't be able to access the base computer later on to rename or delete the base or something like that. Now place a save point right in front of the ship summoning terminal. If you've already placed one before, so it restricts you from placing another, you can get around the restriction by toggling wiring, turning on freeze placement, and wire glitching by toggling wiring and pressing the place button at the same time. Now build whatever you want. For some reason, not every single base part works, and I have a list in the description of which ones I've found works. Of course, I couldn't test every single base part, but it seemed like it worked depending on what category they're in, so I just tested one or two from the category to see if that category worked, so it's worth testing each one if you really wanted one that happens to not work. Unfortunately, there is a limit to how far you can build. There seems to be a radius around where the ship summoning terminal is, and it seems to be a different shape and size depending on which frigate you're doing it on and which landing pad you're doing it on. As you can see, I'm reloading my save, which would normally de-render all of the base parts, but when I come back, all the parts that were within that radius are still there. Here, I made a big cube of a bunch of wooden walls. Once I reload my save, you can easily see the radius in which I'm able to build parts. I suggest doing something like this before you make your cool base, just so that you have an idea of where you can put things. Now here's a pretty cool part. You can make it as many bases as you want for each landing pad that's on your frigate. But for some reason, the base that shows up is only the one that your manual save point was placed in. So here you can see I reload my autosave, and only the new base I just made is visible. The old one has disappeared. To switch between active bases, all you have to do is just place a new save point next to the summoning terminal on the base you want to activate. Then save and reload that save, and suddenly the base will appear. I have a quick warning I want to give though about reloading your save, is that you're not meant to be able to reload saves on frigates. It doesn't even save an autosave when you get out of your ship. So it's a bit buggy, and a lot of the collision on the frigate completely disappears whenever you reload. You can easily fix it though. If you just launch your ship off of the landing pad and land back down, it'll all return to normal. Here's a quick little example of the variety of items that you can use in this base. I have a teleporter that just teleports you a short distance, a flag up top, some solar panels to power a teleporter, and the light cube on the bottom. Just so you know, electromagnetic generators, mineral and gas extractors will all be saved, but I'm not sure if you can actually get them to work. You might be able to position your frigate perfectly above a deposit on the planet, but I haven't tried yet. It's worth a shot though if you're interested. Another thing I wanted to mention is that for some reason, if you reload your autosave from far away from the frigate, it actually slightly extends the radius that you're able to build things in. Here you can see I have nothing on this wooden floor. However, when I drop down in my Nomad and then reload my save, two base computers appear that I placed earlier that used to not fit in the radius. Unfortunately, this is just temporary, and if I were to reload my save on my frigate again, it would disappear. However, this isn't really that much of an extension, because if I just place 2 floors here, you can see that whenever I reload, even the extension isn't enough to save them. That's all for this video. I hope you can make some cool bases with this. Make sure to comment or join my Discord if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.